Welcome friends to another Dune video. Today we draw on general Dune lore and the Dune Encyclopaedia, and we look to the Facedancers, creations of the Tleilaxu. The Facedancers had the ability to adapt their bodies to take on the appearance of others. We're talking their personality, voice, body and movements. They were an arm of espionage employed in Tleilaxu foreign policy. The Facedancers were first created during the 6th millennium according to the Dune Encyclopaedia. They performed for the then emperor using their abilities to entertain, and they also used the role of travelling entertainer to move around the Imperium, and they brought in great foreign currency. And the other side of this was they were a highly effective information gathering service. Imagine them being in the homes of these nobles, interacting with them, overhearing things as they're entertaining, perhaps slipping off in disguise and interacting with the servants and other people. Very, very effective. The Dune Encyclopaedia says their abilities are that in a matter of minutes a face dancer could change his height, build, facial features, hair colour and apparent length, and even sex. He could become any individual he wished to mimic. Only a minute was needed to get a rough approximation of a target. Hours and they could fool casual people the target knew. Days and they would be undetectable in that position. They gained their abilities through training and surgery and breeding. The Tleilaxu would pick two parents with good strength, endurance and muscle control, and from there an embryo was made. Further growth would be stimulated at 9 weeks. The spine would be made to be unusually elastic to affect different heights. The face dancers were slender in appearance, and they had coulommic sacs in them, deflated balloons within the body that did not contain organs, and when they inflated, mass was added, and they could be moved around the body to get the body shape that was required for the target. And the sacs were linked to the lungs to provide the air into the sac, and they could be deflated to get back to a normal mass. To change their face, the skull of a face dancer has a special type of cell, and face dancers received injections shortly after birth that slowed and eventually stopped ossification and stimulated replacement of the membrane by muscle-like tissue. Later, localized injections reversed the cartilage to bone process in limited areas. So, in the place of some face bones, the face dancer would instead have elastic cartilage that was filled to give it a putty-like consistency. This also replaced the nose and ears, and, by mastery of their muscles, the face dancer changed such things as the size and shape of the cheekbones as easily and quickly as one might smile. For longer-lasting disguises, the face dancer, working from likenesses of the victim, would mould the matter within the cartilage envelopes to the desired form, which would then be retained indefinitely, barring some trauma or unusual exertion of the facial muscles. The muscles could be altered to make the skull larger or smaller. They could also manipulate and grow the length of their hair and change eye colour. The hair growth could happen almost instantly, and with muscle control they could change their hair to lie flat, stand on end, etc. They could also approximate the correct male or female organs for sex as needed, but either way they were sterile. Further changes made to the dancers are that they have an extended voice range. Training for this could take as long as 6 years. Despite the time and bioengineering of the Tleilaxu, the face dancers still had limitations. A successful infiltration could last for years, but the pheromones of the face dancers could be detected by a Bene Gesserit, who would clearly then see through their disguise, and so using them when around the sisterhood would be something that would render some operations exposed or pointless instantly. Over time and during the period of Dune, where the martyrs returned from the scattering, the face dancers had become adept enough that the Bene Gesserit could no longer detect them, and they could also take some of the memories of those who had just died by connecting foreheads, which would arm the Tleilaxu with such secrets and make their role-playing even more convincing, as what will prove they are who they say they are, more than that they can answer a secret only that single person should know. Now here arises the other face dancer limitation. When one plays a role for a long time, they can start to believe they are the person who they mimic, and when they fall outside the control of their masters, they are killed because they will be a threat to what the Tleilaxu are trying to achieve. The Tleilaxu, to me, seem to learn from those around them. For example, the head touching and learning sounds a lot like how the Reverend Mothers share memories. And perhaps this Tleilaxu ability is an extension of the Duncan Gola, who they used to discover that if you put a Gola under stress, they can recall all their memories going back through time, even over past versions of the Gola. Perhaps that knowledge then lets them develop that new ability for the Facedancers later. A little fun speculation, only my opinion. And now, friends, I turn things over to you. Drop me a comment down below. I'd love to talk to you.